Hello guys, welcome to Kumar Consulting. And guys, this is the first session, and always the first session is going to be started from introduction uh, onwards, introduction part. So since we are going to learn this SAP, right? So now the first question is, what is SAP, right? So what is SAP, guys? Now here you can reply. You guys can say what is SAP as per your understanding. You guys can say something. Either you can unmute the audio, you can say. If I ask the question, in that case you can unmute the question, audio, and you can answer the question. Or else you can type also, anything.
It's a systematic application program, sir.
Systematic application program, great. Okay, so even I've received an answer from Ahmed. It's one of ERP software. Okay, so okay, so guys, yes. Now here, this is like systems, applications, and product and data processing. I think like the answer which I received, it was systematic application program. It was a kind of, you can treat it as a full form only. The full form of SAP is systems, application, and product and data processing. But again, the question is still remains. So here the answer is, the correct one is yes, it is an ERP, right? But again, the next question which comes, what is ERP? So what is ERP, guys? Anybody want to say something?
Is
Resources planning.
enterprise resource planning.
Okay, I knew that this is the answer given by most of you. Enterprise resource planning, right? So even that is also the full form only, right? Here I have seen in the group somebody has.
Enterprise is a organization. Resources is the resources, manpower, capital, and all. Planning is the we have to plan as per that.
Okay, great. Okay, so now guys, yes, the very simple, what do you say this one? Definition you can say, or explanations you can say. So first of all, we have to break out this, right? ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. Enterprise means simple. Already it is explained by, I think, Ahmed. So enterprise means a business organization, right? Now, what are the resources required to run a particular business organization, guys? So it is like the most important things are manpower, right? Money, material, and machineries, right? Nowadays it becomes 6M, marketing and methods. It's okay, but the 4M at least must need it, right? Now, the next one is planning. Planning about what? So planning about the effective utilization, right? And optimization of resources. It means, see, if you talk about the definition, so it's a software. ERP is nothing but a software which helps an organization to manage their resources effectively and efficiently, right? It ensures the optimum and maximum utilization of resources, right? The same thing I have explained here, right? Now, a very simple example I'm going to put, pretty simple example. So generally, I quote example here in my PPT. Tata Motor is there. You guys can take example of any other organizations also. No. So okay, I think the charging is quite less, guys. Just give me a second. Let me apply the charger. Let me put up the charger here first. Just give me a second. So take example of any particular organization. I have taken example of Tata Motors. So in every organization, guys, look at here, the major departments like sales department, purchase department, finance and account department, human resource department, right? So multiple departments will be there. These are the major departments. If you take example of even a particular department as well, say for example, like take example of sales department or even procurement department or account department, anything. Now here what is happening, guys? Total number of employees. Now, so you assume two scenario before implementation of ERP and after implementation of ERP. If ERP, I mean to say SAP is not implemented in a particular organization, right? Nowadays, if SAP is not implemented, then some different ERP they are using, right? But think some 30 years, 40 years back when the organizations like, because the computer was not that much prevalent at in most of the organizations or several organizations, they used to perform manual activity. They used to maintain the registers and all, right? So in those days, how they used to manage the work, guys, it means before ERP, how they used to manage the work, everything was happening manually itself, right? So now, if everything is happening manually, then what is happening, guys? Now look at here. So before ERP, how they are maintaining the things and all. So in sales department, there are total number of 50 employees. They used to manage all those things. In the sense, all the transactions, sales related, whatever the transactions are there, whatever the activities are there, if we talk about sales, then what will happen, guys? Like multiple sales invoices are going to be generated, which is going to be sent to the customers, right? So sales related transaction must be recorded, guys. Now let's suppose there will be a sales register, right? There will be a sales register. So in the sales register, it is going to be recorded, okay? And of course, certain employee will be responsible to record those transactions. That is the one thing. Second thing is, like, once the particular product or goods are sold to the customer, after some time, if the customer found that a particular lot of product, in the sense one lot, two lot, right, or batch of product, whatever it is, so it is defective. Let's suppose they are going to return, right? So again, that is also going to be recorded here in the books of account. This is how, because let's suppose we have sent a, like, say for example, we have sent an invoice to the customer, which is worth of $1,000 or 1,000 rupees or 1,000 any currency, whatever currency is there, right? And the customer is going to return a goods worth of 300 or 400. So again, 1,000 minus 300. So that remaining amount is going to be treated as our actual receivable amount. It means that much we are going to receive, that much money we are going to receive from customer in future, right? 1,000 minus 300, 700 only is our receivable. So these all transactions must be recorded, right? Here ERPs are not there, so this is being recorded manually, right? So total number of how many employees, and even so multiple activities will be there, guys. Even payment is also, once we receive the payment, that is also supposed to be posted. It is supposed to be recorded, right? So total number of 50 employees. Out of 50, in day-to-day transactions, how many employees are involved, guys? 25 employees are involved in day-to-day activities, right? Day-to-day activities means whatever such transactions are taking place, as I said, like customer invoices, customer credit memo, customer payments, right? So in day-to-day transactions, 25 people involved. Now, remaining 25 people involved in report preparations. Guys, report preparation is pretty important activities, right? Because if you talk about the management, they require reports only. So based on the report only, they will be able to, like, identify, or they'll come to know the performance of that particular department or the particular organizations and all, right? So, and multiple speculations will be there, guys. Multiple assumptions, speculations, and future planning all depends upon this reports only, right? So, management always interested for reports, and that is why if you talk about, I'm talking about a very simple report, right? But later on, in what to say, SAP, there is a module called controlling. This controlling is called managerial accounting, right? FI is called financial accounting. Controlling is called managerial accounting. This controlling is related to it is based on the reportings only, right? And that too for internal reports and all that you guys will come to know later, don't worry. So total 50, 25 for day-to-day transactions and remaining 25 for report preparation. When this is the number of employee when the ERP is not there in Tata Motor, when they are using books of account, they are maintaining sales registers, they are maintaining purchase registers, they are maintaining petty cash registers, they are maintaining various different kind of registers, right, to record different kind of or sort of transactions. Now, say for example, Tata Motor, let's suppose, implemented this SAP.
Sir, it's audible, sir.
It's not audible, guys. Is it audible?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay. So sometime, guys,
Now
now what
audible.
happened? Okay, good. So whenever, like, let's suppose if the voice is breaking or because here what is happening, guys, power fluctuation is happening. So in between, like for few seconds might be, it happens very rarely. So if like okay, two things are there, guys. Let's suppose sometime what happened, the network issue is there from the candidate side, right? A particular candidate. So someone is not able to hear, but other people will be able to hear. In that case, what you can do? You can type a message here that, like, let's suppose voice is not audible, right? Or else simply you can say not audible, right? So if other people doesn't have any problem, then you guys can reply here. It's audible, not audible, whatever it is. So here now, if let's suppose other people are able to hear me properly, one or two candidates are unable to hear. In that case, the pretty simple step is just exit and rejoin. You can exit and rejoin, and don't worry about the recording because recording is happening from my end, right? So there won't be any problem in terms of recording because here everything is fine. Okay. So whenever you guys feel any problem that okay, voice is not audible, you can put a message. If anybody confirm that yes, for them they are not issues, there is no any issues, then you can exit and you can rejoin. Okay. So I was talking about this ERP, right? Okay. So now here, as I said, like before implementation of ERP, we need 50 number of resources. Now 25 people for day-to-day transactions, posting, and 25 people involved in report preparations. Now, if Tata Motor goes for any ERP, say ERP, let's suppose SAP itself. Now Tata Motor gone for SAP implementation. Then what will happen, guys? It means they are planning to use ERP. So once they started using ERP, guys, the scenario is going to be changed. Now they need only some notification is there, guys. Okay. So, okay. So now what is happening, guys? After the implementation of SAP or any other ERP, these 25 people only required. These 25 people not required. Why it is not required, guys? The reason behind it. Okay. So the reason behind it, now they're using ERP. So whatever the required reports are there, guys, it will be prepared automatically. Automatically, it is going to be prepared by this software, in the sense ERP, whichever ERP they're using, right? Now, guys, again, so in ERP also we are having various ERPs are there, guys, and every ERPs are having different functionalities and all, right? But of course, like if you talk about the SAP and all, compared to whatever ERPs are there in that, SAP is the best one in terms of performance and multiple activities. Like once we proceed further, once I start, practical session and all, then you guys will come to know the exclusive functionality. Now, so now here, that's what I said, guys. Now, if you have a look here, so total, now look at here earlier, in the sense before ERP, total number of 50 employees were, in the sense 50 employees were required. Now, after implementation of ERP, only 25 people required because report preparations are going to be done by ERP directly, automatically. Multiple in background, these all transactions, whatever transactions are getting posted, guys. So those transactions are going to be treated by SAP as an input, and based on the input, the output is going to be given by SAP directly. Pretty simple example, guys. Calculators we are using nowadays. If you type 2 plus 2, that is treated as an input, right? So output is given by that calculator automatically. So whatever the transactions are getting posted, guys, these transactions are being treated as an input here by SAP, and output is given by SAP directly in the form of reports. Various reports are there, guys, that you guys will come to know one by one, slowly later. Now, then what are the leading ERP in the market? So of course, guys, there are multiple ERPs are there in the market, like SAP is there, Oracle is there, JD Edward, then we are having VAN, and then this, what to say, AP Core, PeopleSoft, we are having Navision, even Tally, that is also a small ERP. QuickBook is there, that is also an ERP, guys. Small companies are using QuickBook and all. Right? So likewise, various ERPs are there in the market. There are several ERPs are there in the market. There might be lots of ERP which I haven't heard, even might be a chances you guys haven't heard, right? So that much number of ERPs are there in the market. There are several ERP which we haven't, because see, if you talk about small ERPs and all, these ERPs, it's like, of course it is being developed by some IT companies and all, right? And they are focusing on a particular segment, right? They're providing a particular solution. If you talk about SAP, guys, SAP doesn't have such kind of things and all. SAP means SAP is saying for every problem, for every requirement, one single solution is there, that is SAP. Whether you are in whichever kind of businesses, that doesn't matter. SAP is going to, in the sense, if you implement SAP and all, it's going to be for your all. Like, let's suppose if you talk about, like, there are certain ERP which is particularly developed for finance team only, finance department only. What about the sales department? What about the purchase department? So SAP says that no, it's not a department wise ERP and all. Whether you have finance department, sales department, purchase department, whatever it is, implement SAP. For every department, we are having different module, and these modules are tightly integrated with each other, so that the reports are, see, if you talk about the reports, right? Say, for example, if we have to generate a financial statement. Financial statement means it is a combination of P&L, profit and loss, and balance sheet, right? So here what happened, guys? Okay. So if you have to prepare the financial statement, now what is happening? So we need multiple data. From purchase department also we need data. From sales department also we need data. From HR department also we need data, right? Because whatever the salaries are being processed to the employee. From sales department, revenues are getting generated. From purchase department, multiple procurements are happening related to different kind of raw materials and services, right? So data are required from different department. Now what is happening, guys? So here what is happening, guys? SAP is having like different modules are there. Like, let's suppose FICO module. It is tightly integrated with different modules. Like, let's suppose if you talk about sales, so there is SD module. If you talk about purchase, there is MM module, right? If you talk about human resource, right? So you say HR module or it's HCM module, right? Likewise, various other modules are there, like we are having PS module, then we are having PP module, right? Then we are having other modules also. So Now here a very tight integration is there in SAP, and mostly if you talk about FICO guys, it is the most important module, because FICO, you can say that this is the brain of this SAP guys, right? This SD, MM, you can say heads and hands, legs, and other organs, but the brain is FICO itself, and that too in that FI itself, right? So that is why if you talk about the demand of FICO consulting in the market, always whatever opportunities are there in the market, guys, you just segregate 50%. 50% SAP FICO, remaining 50% all modules will be there. If you check on job portals, no matter whichever countries you guys belongs to, right? If you check the job portals and all in job portals, so if you check the number of opportunity, always the opening for FICO model is quite high compared to this SD, MM, and whatever other modules are there, right? So now here financial statement means, let's suppose if you have to prepare a profit and loss, statement. So in that, we require data from different modules, right? So here what is happening, guys, these all modules are going to be integrated with SAP with the help of GL account. How the integration is going to happen, this is also like practically you guys will come to know later in upcoming session. There will be a separate topic for this one. So there you guys will come to know. So this is how a tight integrations are happening, and that is why the reports, getting report in SAP is pretty easy, guys. There is no any lag, there is no any delay. If management want to see any sort of report, immediately they can check. Okay, immediately they can check. Now, where is the issues? The issue is like, let's suppose somebody is going to use, for finance department is using a different ERP, purchase department is using a different ERP, sales department is using a different ERP. In that case, what is happening? There will be a delay in order to prepare the reports and all, right? Because the data must be required from other ERPs and all, and then data arrangements are going to take place, right? In a right format, it is supposed to be arranged, and the reports are going to be sent to the management. Here in SAP, it is not required. Within few seconds, the report will be there at the screen of the management. That is why, guys, if you talk about SAP, management always pretty much impressed with the SAP, right? With the help of SAP, they will be having even various kind of controls also on their employees. That also you guys will come to know later in upcoming session. So multiple ERPs are there, but if you talk about SAP, of course, the market share of SAP is huge and huge. There is none of the ERPs are there even bit closer to the SAP. Oracle Finance, of course, it is there, but not that much, right? If you talk about Fortune 500 companies, in that almost 95% of the shares are acquired by SAP only, right? So Oracle Financial, there was a time when long back, I'm talking about when the SAP used to have 40% or 45% market share. Oracle Financials were 25% around. Right now it is fallen till 12% or maybe now 11% only. SAP has increased too much, right? So multiple charts are available on Google and all. Somewhere people say 60%, somewhere people say 70%. But still, compared to whatever ERPs are there, SAP is the global leader, and it cannot be afforded by every organization. Every organization cannot afford because kind of cost, a huge cost involved in order to maintain SAP. So all big organizations, medium-sized organizations only can afford this. Any organization which is having the revenue which is less than 500 crores at least, I'm talking in terms of rupees, in terms of dollar it will be less. So 500 crores at least per annum. So if there will be certain criteria, guys, right? So if any organizations are generating 500 crores or 600 crores revenue at least per year, then those people can afford this SAP and all. Now, so I'll just list the top SAP ERP modules. So guys, if you talk about SAP, SAP doesn't mean that we are going to learn each and everything in SAP, because SAP is segregated in various modules, different kind of modules. The way we have different subjects in your if you go to colleges and all, In that we are having science, arts, commerce. Segregations are there, right? Like in science also you'll be having, like let's suppose we are having science and arts, right? So this science and arts, these are the two different streams. Even in science also you'll be having bio, you'll be having like physics, you'll be having chemistry, right? In arts also you'll be having history, you'll be having geography, you'll be having civics, like different subjects are there. So in graduation, like you must have to be expert of a particular subjects only, right? So that is why it is called like I'm history honors, I'm let's suppose geology honors or whatever it is. So likewise here in SAP also multiple modules are there. At broader level, the way we have divided the streams like science and arts, in that way we are having functional module and we are having technical module. Okay, again as I said, in science we are having multiple subjects, some certain subjects are there. In arts also we are having certain subjects are there. Likewise again functional module further segregated in various different modules, and technical module also further segregated in different modules. So what is the exact difference between functional and technical, guys? Once I proceed further, once I start the practical session, automatically you guys will come to know, because several explanations will be there on this, right? It is not possible to explain each and everything in a single session. That is why multiple sessions are there, guys, right? So when time comes, you'll be having a very perfect understanding about what is the difference between functional module and technical module. Okay, because right now if I say like functional module means like configurations, technical module means development, again some of you will be having confusion, what is this configurations, what is this development. So as I said, like multiple sessions are yet to become, right? We are going, it's just starting, and that to introductions only. So these all things you guys will come to know one by one. Okay. So here now I'll just give a list of the module. Few modules I have written here. Like under functional module, we are having finance, controlling, that is CO, MM stand for material management. Likewise, SD is there, sales and distribution. HR is there, human resource. Then we are having a PP module, plant maintenance. We are having QM module, that is called quality management. We are having PS module, that is called project system, and various other modules are also there, guys. These all you guys will come to know one by one in upcoming sessions. So here we are going to learn FICO module here, right? In technical, we are having a BAP module. We are having basis module. What is the exact role of a BAP consultant? What is the basis, role of basis consultant? That also you guys will come to know. Some explanations I'll be giving on these things also. Okay, so you guys will be having a perfect understanding about this one as well. Okay, so this is just an introduction part, guys, and that's all in this session, guys, and that's all for today.